can't be beat. Indie films, industry talk, shining bright. Mia, Latoya B, be naked, keeping it tight. Produced by Corte, the beats don't stop. Tune in, get ready, we're always on top. I mean, I'm just saying, let's go. Go.
Alright, so look, the views and opinions expressed on, I'm just saying, by the host or hosts, do not necessarily state or reflect those of the channel. Furthermore, the views and the opinions on topics and segments by the host or hosts are those of their own.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another episode of I'm Just Saying. We are powered by I Am Corte Entertainment. I'm your girl, Latoya B.
And I'm B Necky.
F baby.
Now, you guys, family, we are super excited about tonight's show. Do y'all see the panel? Like what? We are going to jump into some good conversation. We're going to entertain you. And we're just going to dive more into the Dallas indie film industry, okay? Now, last week, if you tuned in with us, you know, we had the directors, writers, and producers here to drop some jewels and some gems. It was only befitting that we bring in the people in front of the camera that make things happen, the actors and actresses who have done amazing jobs and amazing things. And so before we jump in on tonight's conversation, you with us? Okay, because see that brother right there, he might have just came from set. We don't know. Tyrone, can you hear us? Tyrone, are you there? Can you hear us?
Tyrone.
Okay. While he's working that out, I just want to encourage you, family, to share this live, all right? And throughout the show, if you want to bless our game and drop us some stars, you already know the drill, okay? 100 or more stars, you know, hey, we appreciate that. So before we dive in, we're going to go ahead and, you know, take our a moment to let our guests introduce themselves. And we're going to start over here with Emily. So if you guys just repeat your name.
Freaking
Ty, you
Tyrone he was doing fine before we started. Are you okay, sir? You can't hear nothing? Look at your settings, bro. No, he can't. He over here cussing
he said he can't. He can't hear us. So maybe by the time we get to the end of the train, he'll be able to be the caboose and join in, okay? So if you just want to tell us, you know, your name and your role in the industry, maybe you're more than just an actor or an actress. So Emily, we'll start with you.
My name is Emily Mahoney, and I am an actor.
Okay. Welcome. Next up, we'll have Jerica.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jerica Roy, and I am an actor.
Okay. Welcome, Jerica. Welcome. And next, we have Nikki.
Hi, I'm Nikki Dixon. I'm an actor, writer, producer, director, also the SAG-AFTRA president of the DFW local here.
All right, nice. Welcome. And next up, we have Dev.
What's going on, everybody? I am, what's my name? My name is Arneal, but I'm Dev the actor, man. Everybody be trying to say, is Arneal Devin or is Devin? Hey, I'm the same person, everybody. Arneal Brooks is Dev the actor. All right. And I'm an actor because that's my name. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So Dev worked for you tonight on the show, right? Same thing. Arneal, Dev, whatever comes out. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so welcome. And last but definitely not least, Tyrone, if you'll just tell us your name and your place in the industry.
My bad.
Yes, right. Welcome to the show, bro. Welcome.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tyrone Betters. I'm an actor and model based out of the DFW area. I do a little bit of everything, but my main focus is acting and modeling.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome. We are super excited, you guys. Yes. We are super excited to have y'all. We thank y'all so much for carving out a moment of y'all's time to share it with your good podcast. I mean, I'm just saying, okay? So before we get started, we're just going to take y'all a little bit slow before we dive right into the deep. And we're going to hit you with an icebreaker. And so, Mia, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So all of you guys are very talented people. And eventually, one day, there's going to be a biopic about you. So my question to you is, who would play you in your biopic? And not necessarily for the looks. It may be somebody you feel looks like you, somebody that you feel has the same mannerisms or temperament as you. So we'll go in order. Miss Emily, who would play you in a biopic and why?
Huh. That's an interesting question. She's coming to mind, so I'll say her because I took an acting class before, and it was really valuable. Everyone was kind of reflecting back to us who they saw us as, and I was surprised. No one really said like an Asian actress, but they were going off mannerisms. So Anne Hathaway, because she's kind of wholesome, she's real sweet, but she has this quiet power about her. So I think Anne Hathaway would be interesting.
See that? I could definitely the mannerisms.
Okay.
Miss Jerica Roy, who would play you being you?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I guess I would probably trust Keke Palmer. I think that she could nail the really dramatic moments, but she also has great comedic timing. So she definitely could nail some of those silly moments, the things that I go through.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they told me I would be Sherry Shepherd. I want Kiki now. I want Sherry. Okay. Mr. Battles, who's better at being you than you?
I don't know about better than me, but I'm definitely gonna go. I'm gonna go with a DLW vet that's doing some big things right now. Bentley Green. He got some chops. He's doing his thing right now. He's been in a lot of productions. I think he just relocated to LA. Bentley Green, y'all look him up. He dope.
Okay.
And Miss Nikki, who would play you?
I would go with Nicole Bahari.
That's a good choice.
Just because I have heard that we favor. And then she's a really dope actress. If you haven't seen her, the morning show, she did her thing on the morning show on Apple TV. So yeah, that's who I go with. And we got the same name. I mean, there you go.
All right, Arnell, Dave, whoever you are today, who would play you?
Who would play me? I'll probably go with Will Ferrell. He'll play me, man. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm a dude disguised as a dude, disguised as another dude. I'll probably go with Snoop Dogg. I'll make Snoop Dogg play me, man. Cause I grew up, my nickname growing up was Snoop Dogg, like literally. And I'll make him because I actually want to play him in his movie. And so yeah, it's only right. Play me, brother.
That's it.
Okay. And how tall are you?
I'm 6 feet.
Okay.
No, I mean, you can play me too, though. You can play me too, bro. You just look short.
6. Yeah. Play the middle school, high school.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for that. That was so interesting. Just that little piece right there to learn that about you guys. I think y'all all made some amazing choices there. So before we move on, I mean, B, you definitely can relate to our panel. Let's hit you with that quick question as well. Who would you get to play you? Same thing.
I don't know.
No one like you.
Kofi Cerebo. Kofi.
What he played on?
What he play?
What?
I'm not good
Queen
with names.
Sugar. Dad.
That handsome.
He was
He
was on Queen Sugar. Yes, Queen Sugar. He was on Girls Trip. Yes, he was on Girls Trip. He was Jada's, I think, little something.
Okay.
Whoa, that handsome dog.
Yeah, listen.
Okay, but he on the good side. Okay, yeah, him. Yeah, him. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the ladies on
That's
that
who
one.
you was thinking about
Yeah,
anyway.
I was
Oh,
thinking, but I
okay.
couldn't
Y'all
think of the
was thinking
name though.
Flavor Flav?
Or Lance Gross.
I think that's the dude from Tyler Perry, right? He was
Yep.
back. Yeah. Okay.
I would even
Mhm.
say DC Young
So
Fly. I like to laugh.
DC Young Fly,
Hmm
y'all wasn't thinking
Mm.
Flavor Flav.
hmm
Y'all didn't.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
Dang.
so we're not going to do our good host like that, Mia. Too far. B, let her make it.
Okay.
We have company, B. Let her make it.
Oh, I
All
forgot.
right.
Not in front of company.
Strike
So,
one.
before we move on, I just want to give another quick shout out to our family. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We see you guys in the chat chiming in. On tonight, if you have any questions, any pressing things that you want to know, feel free to drop it in the chat and we will get to it. Yeah. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and just get started. As I mentioned, you guys, we're just going to throw it out there. If you feel led is something you can relate to or whatever, chime in on it. And a couple of y'all give that feedback. And hey, I mean, I'm just saying, keep it real. And then we'll just move on. So, Mia, you want to go ahead and get us started on tonight?
Yeah, so we're gonna start a little light and then we're gonna jump in the deep end. My first question is there a type of character that you refuse to play? Like, I'm absolutely not going to play this type of person.
Oh, I got
Who
this.
and why? I'm listening.
People that I refuse to play. Child molesters. Under no circumstances will you ever see me play a child molester just because I think it's morally wrong. Um, I think that's really about it. Anybody that's yeah, I don't really go with the child molester thing. I think it's wrong. I think it crosses too many boundaries. And it's not something that I would feel comfortable with portraying. So that's pretty much like on my no
Can,
list
can
right
I can I
there.
ask you can I ask you a question about that?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so would you wouldn't even play it if there was no like touching or anything of that child, right? Because obviously in those types of situations, it's not an underage child. It's going to be someone to play younger, right? So like it's
Right.
they'd be 18 or 20 to play younger. But like in that instance, if it's like for instance, Law and Order SVU, I see it all
Right.
the time, right? Like that show has so many people that are like pedophiles or whatever. So you're
hmm
saying if Mariska Hargitay
Right.
called you and was like, this character did mess with a young child per
hmm
se, but didn't touch them literally in the show. It was just maybe, kind of one of those things where it was just I don't know why the word is like eluding me right now,
It's
but
Right.
it's
suggested.
insinuated, suggested. Thank you.
Insinuated.
I'll come out with that word. Yeah, suggested.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it.
No. I
Okay.
mean, I the act of even implying something like that, even in an imaginary circumstance, is just distasteful to me.
Okay. That's
Uh,
fair.
and that's just what I believe.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else want to touch on that? A character that you wouldn't play? That's absolutely no for you.
I wouldn't play a feminine man or any same sex scenarios.
It's
I
fair.
learned so even when I first got in, it was just like when you stand on the standard, you stand on a standard. So it's like if you say some yes to one thing, you'll say yes to everything. So I'll draw my line in the sand right when I really got firm on what I wanted my career to look like. So yeah, that's where we at.
Okay.
Okay.
A- Avi
Question.
did
Um,
ask,
I
what
can't.
is the.
Yeah.
No, I was
I'm
just saying,
about to say.
Avi did.
Go ahead, Mia.
No,
What was
I
the
was just
question?
saying, what. Oh my God.
I, I, so I just saw a question. I didn't know if you was about to
Yeah,
read.
no, that's what I was reading the question where AB said, what if that's the role that separates you from national exposure?
It's not worth it.
It ain't worth it, okay?
It's not the road.
That is fair. I actually had an audition for P Valley where I was supposed to be naked, and
Hey.
I actually turned it down. I did. I was like, be naked.
Nigga,
But yeah, no, I actually didn't even audition for it. But I would say I have strong opinions about any type of demonic stuff. Like
Mm,
anything that's
yeah.
just like strongly demonic. I am attached to a film with some like voodoo type stuff, which I'm cool with. Um, but like that whole satanic possession and all that,
Mhm.
I
I think I'm a
second
pass
that.
on that. I think I'm a pass on that one.
Okay.
I
Good
think
answer.
a lot of times I'm gonna just say it like this: acting ain't just acting for everybody. Not and it's not fair because this
Right.
game is how this whole thing is set up is not fair. You know what I'm saying? So when you, it's easy to say it's just acting, but for a lot of us, it's not because we not just representing ourselves when we doing these roles. We are a representation of others, right? And so I got a daughter, I got cousins, I got uncles. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things, just like now, when you set your standard, you make your standard and you stand on it, right? And if you
Yeah.
find how you move, the right opportunity is gonna find you.
Right. So
And
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh
want
no,
to
go
interrupt.
ahead, Jerica.
Can I quickly piggyback about what it is that he said about, about how we just take on roles and how we're not just actors? Every single kind of role it is that you take on, every
Hmm.
single performance you do, you always have a piece of that character inside of you. So as you're doing these things and you're taking pieces of your real life and you're mixing it with their imaginary life, sometimes those lines can get a little blurred. So it's best to not do anything that would disturb you, and it's best to draw your lines in the sand early in your career, because I think Tyrone made an exceptional point. If you don't, then you're going to fall for anything and you're going to do anything.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. And so, Emily, do you want to chime in there on the role that is a non-negotiable for you?
I mean, I think women can probably relate to this more than men. Not that they don't experience the same thing, but there's so much pressure for women in this industry to take our clothes off. And for me, that is where I start to get really strict about looking at, is this serving story or is this just, something else?
Gratuitous. Yeah. You just want to see
Hmm.
some titties and ass is what you want to see.
Exactly. Exactly. Like it's extra. It doesn't really need to be here to serve the story. It's for like, you know, exactly. So I think that's where I would start to draw my lines. I'd be willing to explore most things inside the context of story. But again, similar to Jerica, maybe drawing the line with like sexual deviance, especially against minors, but maybe in general.
Hmm.
um but other thing, like I've got a role coming up. I've got to get ready for it mentally, where I'm like a psychotic obsessed mom, to the point where, because Asian parents can be tiger moms, but this character takes it to the points of being violent, like a little controlling over her daughter's life. And her daughter is bisexual and she's like making her choose, so it's just, I have to find that space. But again, echoing what other people are saying, that kind of becomes a part of you even after you wrap your character. They're still like, you're the one who brought them to life into the world. So just finding what your convictions are and standing on them. So
Okay.
that would be
All
it.
right. Nice.
Answers.
Okay. And Deb, did you want to hit on that, or I didn't know if you wanted to chime in with that, since that's kind of like a general.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing every time. I don't want to play nothing with another guy in no circumstance like that. I got asked to do that, and it was a hard hell no. Um,
Not a hard
now
hell
I
no.
say hard because they asked to pay a lot of
No
money,
diddy.
but for me, I was like, it ain't enough baby oil in the world for me to be with another
No
dude.
diddy.
No, dude,
Not
it
I,
ain't
I
happening.
tried not to laugh when
All
he
right, let
said
me
it.
ask you brothers the question. So what if, like, depends on the situation. Let's say it's, some TV, Tyler Perry, whatever, higher level things, right?
Why you go Tyler Perry?
Yeah, I'm because he, he does that type of stuff. But on this one, you just gotta be standing across the street with a group of guys and they come by and they be like, "Hey, you see them dudes over there? Yeah, hey, they gay." Would you would you be those group of guys? Like that's all you gotta do. You ain't gotta kiss no man.
You
You
said
ain't gotta
group of
rub
guys,
on. You just in a group of guys, and then they be like, "Hey, you see those guys?" And then they
right?
close in on your face and then be like, "Hey, they gay." Would you be those group of guys?
Like background? Oh, like what you mean?
Yeah, like yeah,
You're a
yeah.
gay guy. in the
would you be
background.
a gay guy, but you ain't got to do no
I mean, I play. I mean,
physical?
if y'all familiar with bro, what's the? I'm tripping. Lord, why am I going blank right now?
I
Soul
don't
Purpose.
know.
Soul Purpose. I play a homosexual son. Like it's not. It's not. It's just about the like the intimacy moments, and then when I play them like very firm. You know what I'm saying? It's
You be masculine. You did be that masculine gay guy.
whatever. There's no talk. Is more that was more on the gospel side of things. Fine. Um, but I've turned down Tyler Perry auditions before. I let my agents know that it's not really on the lines of what I'm trying to do. So it's hard, but
Oh,
again,
did he?
you accept it. If you accept the one audition, they're gonna keep sending that style to you because we'll know he'll play it, so we can bring him in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever want that to be an option. You know what I'm saying? So again, these are critical choices, right? Because same thing. I had an audition for Walker when they was rebooting it. Had an audition for
Mm-hmm.
Water. Had to wear short shorts in the audition. Then I read the script, and then when I'm reading the script, it was like he had a boy brothel or some shit. I was like, I had accepted it without reading the whole thing, so I had to call my agent. I was like, hey, I'm reading through this. I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then I said, if you see anything else like this, I wouldn't. Please don't submit me for this. But that's
You know,
communication. It will get further when it comes to stuff.
I
But
think something else.
but a lot of but the biggest thing is setting your standard and setting it early. That's the biggest message, if anything, is setting your standards, setting it early. And I definitely understand, especially coming from the lady's perspective of the sexual scenes and one that had it just gotta make sense in the story to piggyback on that as well. So yeah, hell no.
Um,
All right. And B, now was that your that was your question? I didn't know if you were just throwing it
Yeah,
out there. If that was your
yeah, no, I was just throwing it out there for the
okay.
purpose.
it was a good question.
Okay, yes, it definitely was because we have a lot of conversation we are going to definitely jump into. So B, I'm gonna put it right back on you if you want to go ahead and do a follow-up question to the group.
Yeah, I don't have no really ice. So I guess we could take turns. As a whole, or personally, how do y'all feel about this Dallas film industry that we're in, that you all are in? Um, just give me your honest opinions. You feel like it's going good, it's going bad, we need work, we
I'm not in it.
I
I'm not
say
in it. So I'll just be quiet. I'm not in it.
but you see it. You see what's
I'm not in
going
it.
on, and you can still give an opinion outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody can get it.
I'll let those that are in the in
What
Dallywood.
say you
Is
for
that what they
last?
call it? Dallywood?
Well, I feel like as long as we're all Dallas actors, we're all a part of the Dallas industry. Now, at the same time, we're at different groups, we're in different crowds, we're probably at different levels, but as long as we're in Dallas, we're in the Dallas industry. It just is, who are you affiliated with? That's the real thing. What is your connection to the Dallas industry? We all live here, don't we?
Mhm.
But that's all for me. That's all it is. I just live
Yeah,
here,
okay.
and
No,
I
that's fine.
yeah yeah, and I'm not and, like, not talking down about the. I've just never been in the industry. I don't even feel like people know who I am in Dallas. Um
What you
because
say?
I haven't been in this world. Like, I don't know the players as far as the producers and the filmmakers. The only one I really know is
Hmm.
Snoop Robinson, because I worked with him in a play like when I was
Years ago.
first starting years ago. And so, like, he's the only person I know. So, like, I know of people, based off of social media and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know the players, but I see so much infighting. I wouldn't want to even be in it. Ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, I saw the
Because
question and I agree with you. So when I say Dallas film industry, I mean people like Jerica said, people in Dallas who do film, and you're in the industry. Now there's a small pocket that,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, everybody is, connected with, do movies with. I ain't talking about that. I'm just strictly talking about Dallas, all
If
the
we
actors,
talk
producers.
Dallas, I mean, it is subsidiaries to it. If we talking commercial market, that shit booming. I'm gonna be honest.
It
Commercial,
always has been.
um,
Always
we
have
are
been.
getting more. We are
Always.
getting more production on the SAG side, if not just here, but within like Oklahoma, Louisiana, that area as well. It's kind of tied into us as well. But if we firmly talking about the Dallas indie market, I think it's doing this thing. Everybody's creating, everybody's doing a other thing. Now, do everybody have a difference of opinion and how they move? I'm very opinionated, so I'm gonna keep it cute for the night. But I think we have a misconception of what we're trying to do. Only because what's the end goal? If the end goal is just to be the hottest in Dallas, then I don't want no parts of that. I'm gonna just be honest, right? To just be the person that has the biggest name in that, I don't think y'all understand how Dallas is big, but how small it is in the grand scope of the industry. When
Super
Mm-hmm.
we
small.
firmly talking industry, Dallas is one market. It's the industry is so much bigger. So if you just want to be the man here, all power to you. But I mean, once you reach that, what's next? Like I'm all about what's next. Um,
Yeah, you can
sure,
definitely be a big. You can be a big fish in a little pond,
Hmm.
which
big
is
fat.
what that is, and that's fine. But once you jump out of this pond, you jump into another pond, and guess what you are then? You are
A
a
little
small fish
fish.
in that big pond, and you have to build yourself up, and
Right.
you just competing with all these other folks, and it's tough.
I would
Right.
But
say
All right.
as a new actor
So
or whatever.
after right after Dev, then we're going to go ahead and move on because we have a lot of questions we want you guys'
Yeah.
opinions on, and we can be at that one right there is such a debatable one, right? And
Thanks.
so go ahead, Dev, and then I have one for you.
I was gonna say I'll pick up because I got a lot to say about that, but I'll pick up on the next one, man, because I'm gonna get long winded. We just move on.
Look, because I was ready, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
was
if it's
I ain't
ready.
any,
from Dallas. I am from
if it,
Dallas, so I don't got the ties like
okay,
everybody that's from Dallas feel. I just live here, and like I said, I just
Yeah, a
started,
lot of
and
right,
it's
like
just I'm in my own lane. I don't. I work with whoever about to give me a job where I could continue to act and continue to grow and continue to change the world. That's all I want to do. So if
I
you
don't
you
know.
you vibing
okay,
like that, I don't care that you beefing with another producer. I don't care that you and this person don't work together. Can I come there? Can I create? Can I have a good time? Can I create these networking? Can I get paid and do what I do and then move on to the next one? That's why I'm booming how I am, because I don't go there to create friends. I go there to create magic. And it's a difference in your mentality. In Dallas, I see all this. I was in Atlanta filming, and I met a guy from Detroit. And this guy from Detroit was saying the same thing. Detroit beefing with this. They always do. They got their favorites. They got their favorites. Oh, they say that about Dallas. Dallas act like Detroit done got problems. I'm filming in Houston. Houston got problems. Everywhere you go, if you're in a circle with those people that you're connected to, you're gonna have that kind of stuff.
right.
But
but
if you just
why?
want to, like
And
you
it's just
said,
us. And it's just
yeah,
us.
it's not
Well,
just
hold
us.
on. The
It's
reason
everywhere.
why, I'll tell you
Right.
why.
Okay. And so not to cut you off, Jerica, but
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to go
Because,
down
like
that
I
rabbit.
said, we don't want to go down that road because I got a whole lot. Because I've been here a long time. So I'm going to
Okay.
wait.
All right. Okay. But I love the energy. So y'all keep it coming, keep it going. I'm so glad that you guys are more than willing to talk about, some of those uncomfortable things for real, for real. You know what I mean? So let me go back to Deb. When it comes to auditions, and this is just something general. I just want to see where you're at with it. When it comes to auditions, would you rather do like a cold read, an improv audition, or a video submission?
For me, I am an excellent interviewer, so I love being in person. I feel like when I'm in person, you're gonna get that real raw me, and it's no practice. I feel like when you able to just come out there and be you, you know if somebody got it or if they don't. You could teach somebody something and they don't know the shit. But if you get somewhere and you give me this script and I bring this motherfucker to life right there in front of you, they're gonna be like, all right, and that's how I get a lot of my roles. It was a time, and I ain't trying to brag. I auditioned, I did 100 auditions in a week. And I was doing that shit for a few months, and everybody like, "How you getting booked? How you getting booked?" Because my work ethic is ridiculous, and so I want to go in there. I want you to see my face. I want you to see how I stand. I want you to see how I talk. I want you to see the energy that I'm about to bring to you. You're gonna want me on your set. Even if I am just there holding something, I'm gonna be the best motherfucking water passer ever. And it's just how I am. And so when I do the videos, yes, I can set the stuff up and be dope with that or whatever and all that. But for me, I like to come, I want you to feel me when I come to you. But I know now it's a lot of virtual stuff, and that's how a lot of people get their things. But for me, I don't care. I can do virtual, but I want to come in there and I'm gonna read this script that I ain't never seen before, and I'm gonna put an idea in your head to make you want to write something different. That's how I roll.
Okay. That's dope. Anybody else want to chime in on that? You have a preference, cold read, improv, video submission?
I actually love me a good cold read. I know a lot of people aren't going to say they like cold reads, but I love me a good cold read because a cold read allows you to try to understand the story as quickly as you can in whatever little amount of time it is that you have and try to build a character around that. And that's what I like about cold reads. Cold reads allow you to build and go out there and go do in a quickness. Now, I like the self tapes because the self tapes they allow you to give a prepared performance, which is great. Plus, it also allows you to reach people that you normally wouldn't reach by relying on them in person. But also, kind of being in there in person is cool too because they get to feel your presence. They get to be around your aura. They get to see how you move as a person. So, I mean, that's the reason why I like all of them. But I love me a good cold read all day, every day.
Nice. I appreciate that. Emily, you had your hand up, honey. You just jump in, just like Double Dutch. You just jump in. No raising hands. You do this as well. So go ahead.
So I think I
Right,
came, I think I came into the industry at a unique time where it was a post-COVID era and everything was self-tape. So that was an important skill to learn was how to, because at first there was real, they were so bad. Just technically, I didn't have the right lights, the right sound. So that was a skill to learn of how to prepare a good self-tape. And then, things started going a little bit more back to normal and we were doing in-person auditions and I was finding a lot of them starting to come out of Dallas. I live in Austin, so I think I'm a little different from the rest of the panel here. And that was the only reason, believe it or not, I mean, a few reasons, but that's kind of why I started coming up that way was y'all were the first community I really saw that were holding in-person auditions. So I said, well, let me go and at least practice so I can develop this skill. And then I started booking. So I was pretty surprised to see how that translates to being in the room, that energy of doing a tape, but then being with people, I think is really powerful because if I ever misread the character or I missed something or I didn't quite get it right, you have that opportunity for a redirect with them in front of you. And that is such a powerful thing for them to see that you can take direction and that you can bounce back that quickly. I also relate to Jerica. I super love a cold read because there's no pressure. It's not like you had to come in knowing it or being prepared. They give it to you and then you have to digest it and rely on your instincts to, bring their vision to life. So I'm right there with you. I love a cold read as well.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. So, Nikki, what is your take on that? Because I know you and Tyrone both have had y'all's fair share of just as many auditions as the rest. Nikki, what's your take on that? Which is your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with both Jerica and Emily. I mean, cold reads are fun because you're able to like quickly look at text and be able to decipher what you can pull from that. And it's just on the fly. And a lot of times you have some room to even improv and play and figure out just different things like that. And in the room, as Emily said, you can get feedback as far as, real time feedback, direction on what, you can do different, redirects, let's play. Whereas with self tapes, a lot of, you don't get that feedback a lot of times. You think you send in a bomb ass tape and then you don't hear anything ever. And you're like, what the fuck? That was the best tape ever. And and you can ask right for feedback, but a lot of times you don't get it from a lot of these casting directors because things are moving so fast. But the problem with self tapes too is a lot of times people can prepare so much that when they get on set, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Because I do self tapes. I tape people, and I remember years back, I had a man who came and literally taped with me for almost an hour. I coached him through almost giving him line reads for every single thing. He didn't book, thankfully, because I ended up calling his agent and was like, listen, let me tell you the teeth I had to pull. But he ended up sending in a pretty decent tape. But if he would have got on set, I don't think he would have been able to deliver. And that would have been bad for his career. That would have been bad for production. That would have been bad for the agent. So I think that is one of the downfalls of self-tape, that you just can do it so many times. So my take on that.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So back to you, Mia. You have another question that you want to pose to the panel?
Yeah, okay. So we've all been in productions, and my thing is, what happens, or how do you feel about, you gave your best performance to a production, and at the premiere you realize this ain't it, this movie ain't it, or it could be, I did great, but this movie ain't it, or this show ain't it, or I sucked. How do you manage that, or even promote that, and you feel like this is not good?
Once my name on it, I'll share it a couple times, then I'm on to the next.
I won't.
You won't?
No, no. If it's garbage, hell no. I'm not putting, no, absolutely not. Not gonna do it, because that's a brand. That's my brand. Like, and if I went into the project thinking it was going to be better than it was, and something just, maybe it was just, maybe something, finances fell through, right? And it's nobody's fault necessarily, but it just didn't, lighting wasn't right, sound wasn't right, just whatever. I can't.
I
I
think
mean,
I
for
really
me,
can't go. I'm sorry, Dev.
I was saying for me, I wouldn't promote it, and everybody know I share and promote a lot of stuff all the fucking
mm-mm.
time. But for me, and it's happened before, I feel like people are so in a rush to say I put a movie out, to say I just did this, I got this, just to be in that talk, and then you don't got your video movie color graded, the sound's not checked. You got all your camera not steady. It's so much stuff, but you just want to put it out there and say, I put a movie out. I'm not promoting that shit. You actually could delete my scene, actually, like real talk. Because you're never
Well,
going to see that in the movie. Because
I
you're
don't
not going to see it
know.
on my page. Like, it's not. And I feel like if people just took their time to, try to actually put something out good, because you got us actors and actresses that we're in these table reads, we're studying, we're coming there, and we're trying to put something together, but you got us looking like shit on your end. And why do I gotta promote your stuff? Because especially if it's something that you ain't get paid for. If you're not getting paid for it, why am I about to promote that? For one, you about to get paid on the back end if it's good. But if I am, I need you to do your part as a director. I need you to do your part as the sound man, as the whoever else. Because I came in here and gave a dope ass performance.
Hold on. Can I add something to this real quick? Even if you don't promote it, even if you don't tell nobody, even if the only person that knew that you did this film was you, everybody on the set, and God, the second that film hits streaming and people see that film, they're going to see you. So, in some aspect, I mean, I get it, because we've all had projects where, maybe we didn't like the best outcome, or it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. But at some point, the project's already done. Your name is already tied to it. You've already done your work. I say take the lesson and stand in it, because there's nothing. All that other stuff is out of your hands. If you
But
went out there and you gave it the best that you got, and that's
it
if
don't
you gave it the best,
it don't
because
be that a
what do
lot
you
of
mean? I'm not saying don't promote it.
no
I'm
is that's the
huh?
reason come out good. I'm not blaming us. So so this is my thing here,
I'm sorry,
right?
I couldn't hear you, cut out.
I,
That's why
can you,
that's why I was looking like
can
this.
y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Can
Yeah,
you're
you were
breaking
kind of
up a
cutting
little
in and
bit.
out. Wasn't sure
Yeah.
what
I'm sorry.
what you were saying.
Um, I mean, when you worked on enough sets, you see how things work and how things move or whatever.
I worked on enough sets. I know how things move.
No, pre- I wasn't saying
I know. Go
that.
ahead.
I wasn't coming at you. I promise. I was speaking in just general terms, like as we worked on sets and different things, we see how things move. We see how we love the art, you know what I'm saying? But we about that bad, right? So we take the sacrifice that come with it. But when we take the sacrifices, they drop the ball. They dropped the ball. And that's not just a Texas thing. That's not just a Dallas thing. That's an across the board thing in multiple markets, in independent things. Sometimes the sound is off. Sometimes this and the third. What see me is when I sign up, as far as myself goes, right? If I do a movie, I'll crop my scene, I'll clip my scene because I know I brought what I was supposed to bring in my scene, and I'll promote my scene. And then I'll be like, hey, y'all go check this out with my scene. And people feel a way about that, but it is what it is. I know what I did. I did what I was supposed to do on mine. And now, if the other stuff, this and the third, I came in, showed up, did my job, got paid, went home, I promoted, I shared it. It's part of, and then it's out. We on to the next, right?
Let,
Especially if I know I took a pay cut to be on there, because half the time, I promise you, I'm taking a pay cut to be in that film, and
let
that's
me
not just,
ask this.
just me
Um,
talking. That's just me telling the truth.
so for first time actors, or you know what I'm saying, like you trying to get out there, I can understand you might
Facts.
get in a movie that don't look like that. But what about those who continue to, you know, this person that's done this production on they, you know, sixth, seventh movie, you know what I'm saying, and nothing has really progressed, but people
That's on
steady
them.
getting in there.
That as soon as, like, I'm telling you, one day you just wake up and be like, man, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not really seeing the benefits of what's going on for this. You know what? I'm gonna choose me this time. I'm not gonna have FOMO, because sometimes I'll be honest, I have FOMO a lot. As far as, let me see, there it is. Sometimes, and I'll answer your question, Demarcus. Um,
Well,
sometimes
you can't take a pay cut now because you sad. So your
oh,
pay is gonna be your pay
Your
unless
pay
you
is
go
your
you
Right.
work
pay.
Right.
unless you working
Uh-oh.
unless you
That's
got a
what the
quote
union
or
say. You
unless you
get
over here
paid.
taking well you can have above quotes, but if you
we
going non-union,
we
I
speaking in
mean me
days.
and you gonna have to have a
All
conversation.
y'all see me
Uh-oh.
Don't
promote
go
stuff
non-union
was
because
filmed
y'all
with.
gonna have issue.
But like I was
Hmm.
saying, a pay cut. Well, let me get back to what I was saying. Your answer is you'll keep doing the same thing. You'll look up and it's like, dang, I got all these movies, but I'm not seeing nothing. A lot of times, even newer actors, or they'll start getting some things on their resume. They don't have actors access. They don't have a cast of networks. They don't have a full resume. They still ain't got clips, or like they ain't take the clips off from their movie. They got a whole bunch of movies. They ain't got no footage. Like, if you're trying to be a working actor on a different type of scope, you have to move and think different, right? People feel like because we're located in Dallas, that we're Dallas caliber talent, and that's not. Those are two different things, right? Just because I'm Dallas local, that means I'm locally located and firmly planted in Dallas. But I'm willing to travel to Austin. I'm willing to travel to Oklahoma City. I'm willing to travel to different things. To answer your question, Marcus, I'll be candid. On a commercial shoot, one day I'll make 1,500. Period. So if it's
That's
multiple
commercial
days,
though.
it is what. Not that's fine. Oh, on the SAG film or on any other project, there's been times where you negotiate your thing. On the indie side, when you not, well, and when I was not SAG, I negotiated my rate. I negotiated. We came up with what was comfortable, right? There's nothing wrong with negotiating. You come with a number, and then you go from there, depending on the caliber, how you build your name, this and the third. I seen it somewhere that somebody had said that resume doesn't matter, but I mean, if the
Right.
resume matter, then what are we doing?
It
If
kind of
the
does,
I
but
Because
I
you
just
it
it,
only
can I
I
mean
would
I
Hold on,
don't
hold
ooh
on one second.
can I,
Hold on one second. Not to
ooh. So that
hold on
it
one
goes
second.
right into my next. Yeah,
who said
Um,
that?
if I can
hold
ask
on
you.
one second. Go ahead, B. What were you saying?
And now is my
hey B,
turn to ask a question?
I
hey,
can, I
Oh,
say, can I say
okay.
something? Just one thing. Oh, no.
Yes, you sure can. Nikki, go ahead and hit on that for me. Go ahead.
The only thing that I was going to say is that kind of to the scope of the whole thing.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's a hard time progressing, and people don't want to progress because. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this under my breath, and I'm going to say it real low because people like Tyler Perry who have all that money still don't progress. So there's an
True.
audience. He has an audience. He has found his audience. So guess what? He does not have to do
Cater to
anything.
anybody else.
That's it. And I
That's
think
it.
that is what I think that mentality is
It stifles the
it's like
creative.
it does, but it's just like that's what I think happens. Like, let me get this audience, and once I get this audience, I don't have to do better because I have an audience.
Wait a minute.
Agree.
So
Can I ask a
That,
quick
you said
question
something that
though?
time.
Can I ask a quick question? Because I
It,
think a lot of people or some people might not progress because they don't know better. You see,
there is
the
that too.
question is, how did you come into the industry? Did you come into the industry as somebody that went to school, and I mean like school, college, trained, got degrees? Or did you come up that way? Were you somebody that came, took a few classes, and developed your craft and got on sets and did that through COVID? Okay, or were you somebody that came up after COVID? It's just kind of like it depends on where you started. And depending on what your starting point is, that's going to determine on what you consider as the apex or the climax of your career. So, I mean, if I was somebody, and I'm not coming down on them people that got rich off of content. Let's say I was a content creator and somebody saw my skit on Instagram and they thought I was all right. And then they went ahead and they put me in a movie. Okay, so I done made about 10 movies. They all the same movies, all the same character, all the same thing. But I'm happy because people are seeing me and I'm making money. But I started off as a content creator. So I'm thinking 10 movies is great. But if I was somebody that had got trained in Shakespeare and I've been doing
Mm.
this and I know Shakespeare and Moliere and I can sit over here and I can recite Richard the 13th from the top of my head. Or maybe I said the wrong place, but y'all get what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay,
So
B,
yeah, it's different.
I
so
think that's
I thank y'all so much for that feedback, but I'm just going to pause y'all just for one quick second. B, when we come right back from this is something we want to share real quick with y'all, just to love on y'all, give y'all a chance to take a drink, and we're going to dive right back in. And when we come right back in, B, you're going to have the floor for your next question, okay? And so, panel, welcome again. All right. So we just wanted to take a moment just to love on y'all because y'all out here doing some things,
send me
okay?
that.
So
Send me
I
that.
just want the family to know who they are listening to, all right? And we want to give a really quick shout out to the dopest producer in the building. Cortez, you are phenomenal. And we just want to say thank you so much for showing our guests that extra love right there. And yeah, so B, back to you.
Cool
Ah,
off a little bit.
well, let's heat it back up. Let's heat it back up. Can we,
Go in.
yeah, can we ask the,
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
can they answer?
Yeah, no, I think I listen, at this point, they're comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And but we do have to be mindful of the time. But yeah, let's go deeper. Let's just go ahead and just jump into the deep. Let's go.
All right. And I want to start with Emily and just go down the line because I feel like it's gonna be different for everybody. When it comes to pay, that's been a situation out here. When it comes to pay, how do you handle pay? Do you have a set pay? Do you have a daily rate? Or do you work with the producer? I know y'all gonna say that, but do you? Because sometimes the producer come to you with a pay already. Do you accept that? Do you know what I'm saying, negotiate? Is it high? Is it low? Do you work with these people? Can you do something? My final question is, can you do something for the free? If a producer came to you and was like, "Hey man, just look, fuck with me, DJ. Like, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, put something together. I'm gonna look out for you in
DJ,
the end. Yeah, you
not
know,
DJ.
when it comes to pay, how do y'all handle this, man? Emily, can you start off, please?
Yeah, I love this question. I'm a big believer in negotiation, especially again for women. I think, so often we just like take whatever is given to us or take whatever is offered at face value, but I think everyone should negotiate. Everybody should be, especially as an independent artist. It comes down to the talent contract, really, and whatever is agreed to on that paper. So it's really important. And kind of like Tyrone was saying, what your standards are in the start of your journey, that really sets the trajectory for yourself. So if you're accepting, unpaid work left and right, or lowball offers, and you're never taking the risk, or really just honoring your standard of the work that you're going to deliver, then it's going to be really hard to climb out of that. So I like to negotiate, but at the same time, I understand it's indie, so every budget is going to be different and unique. Every project is going to be different. Every production team is different, and I'm willing to work with people. For me, if I've been seeing the works coming out of a particular production team for a while and it looks good, it would just be worth it to work with them, or to have those credits under my belt, because I'm still quite new. I consider myself quite new. So to me,
Okay.
I don't want to say like I would take a massive pay cut, what I feel comfortable with. But I think that's what can happen sometimes, is if people aren't actually comfortable, but they agree to the terms, and then, they find out later on down the line, oh, that's when they're upset, that's when they're resentful. They feel like they got shorted on something. They probably didn't ask for what they felt like they wanted in the beginning.
Got you. Okay, before we move on real quick. Yeah, let's kind of shorten up the answers so everybody can, you know what I'm saying? Or talk faster. Either way. Nothing against you, Emily. You good. Just throwing that out there. All right, Jericho.
If it's something that's big budget, I mean, big budget is big budget. If it's big budget or it's SAG, whatever's on the paper is whatever's on the paper. They've already done everything for the most part according to scale, for the most part. If it's something that's independent, like with indie filmmaker work, I'm always going to try to see if I can negotiate something if I feel like it's not right. If I feel like it's not right. And whenever I say I feel like it's not right, I mean something that's just ridiculously low. I'm not going to get into specific details about it. Um, I don't do anything unpaid anymore, only because I can't afford to work for free. I got a 6-year old.
Say that.
Okay.
Mr. Betters.
All right, Tyrone.
If I well, when I was doing indie work, if I gotta, it depend on me. Understand that I gotta drive there, be there all day, drive back. What's comfortable for me? Because when you asking me for a day pay, we might shoot for 8 days, but all the hours. If you need me there for 13 days, 13 hours each day, it gotta be worth it. It gotta be worth it. And then I can already know what it's gonna look like by your previous work. I always go off previous work. I go off posters. I go off posters. I go off previous work, and then sometimes relationships, however it goes. You know what I mean? I did the looking out for people, and shit came out trash. I still promoted it because I'm a man of my word. I'm always gonna be a man of my word and my standard. My standard is my standard when it comes to when I sign my name. I never say yes and mean no ever. So we on this journey together. If it came out trash, I did my part. I shared what I was supposed to share. See what happens though, and then just for personal reasons, personal things, there has never been a project that I did not share. But there have been projects that I shared. The producer don't share it. They don't tag me in none of the promotional material. They don't put my face on any of the anything. Even if I, not I'm talking about if I had a principal role. Even I even promoted if I only got 2 lines in the movie. The thing is, I stand firm on my work. I stand firm on me. So there's plenty of times we see it all the time. Actors don't promote this, that, and the third. And when I get grouped in that, I feel away. I take it personally because I know I promote every movie that I'm a part of. I know I put my all when it comes to my marketing. If anybody follows me, my marketing is like it is what it is. You're gonna feel it every single time. And I don't treat my indie project any more different than I treat my SAG projects or my commercials. So like, as an actor, I could do it all. I didn't get the answer before, but I love self tape. I love being in the room. I'm not as strong as Cole Reed, but I'll do it. I'm not afraid of it. But as an actor, you gotta be able to bring that energy to the screen anyway. Whether you in the room, whether it's at home, you have to bring that energy into you. Cause my thing is,
Ah,
and this
ah,
not speaking on
you about to
nobody.
go
Oh,
into
my
a
bad. You know,
yeah,
my
yeah,
fault. That's a whole nother
yeah.
thing. My bad. I asked your question, but yeah, nah, like that whole pay rate, nah, that shit done. That shit did.
Bad. All right, Miss Nikki.
I have my reps negotiate for me.
There you go.
That's
I'm,
that's a
That's what
that's
I'm
a
talking about, Nikki.
see. That's
I,
what we be trying to get to. You gotta
No,
take
that's
note.
really what the goal is. Like, once you get an agent, you ain't got to say nothing.
Yeah,
not a
You
Let
word.
them
get
Not a
do
to
it.
word.
no paragraph, no
You can
nothing.
say you can no you can say what you can negotiate credits. If something was billed as a co-star, you can say, hey, can we take this back and see if we can get this billed as a guest star. You might not get the money, but if you have multiple guest star credits, eventually you'll start getting that guest star money on TV. But yeah, no, I say nothing.
Can I just make a quick addendum? Just real quick.
Right after
Um,
that,
oh, please go,
right after
Dev.
that, yeah.
I was waiting patiently. Nah, I'm new. Don't nobody know who the fuck I am. Shit. Can't nobody
Shit.
can't nobody pull up no movies with me in it yet. But that don't mean nothing right now because people that I've worked with, they know what I can do. I know that I take criticism really well, so I'm able to up my game from that. And so if I'm going into something, they may have a set price. I'm gonna take that set price because for one, I was doing movies starting off. I wasn't getting paid shit. So if you're gonna pay me 100, you're gonna pay me 500. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do it because I wasn't getting nothing. So I'm gonna be
as you
appreciative of
should.
what I have before I could
That's
really get
it.
where I want to be. And so at that point, it's like, okay, let me take what I'm doing this. I've done a lot of films that was just like, I want to work with this director. Hell yeah, I need to be in your face so you can see what I do for your next project or your other project. I want to be able to take this rate. I ain't gonna be all ass out like everybody else. But if you're gonna pay me because I was doing it for free. I just made a post literally today that says, if you good at something, don't do it for free. And that's I'll stand on that because there are a lot of people right now that's getting paid off of your free talent. Like they gonna get their
Mm.
bread and ain't giving you nothing. They're not gonna come back around and be like, man, you drove all those miles in Dallas to come film for these days, and I ain't even give you a gas
They
card.
getting it back in.
So
Somebody
I'm
asked
stopping
that
right there.
question in the
They signed
chat.
them
Somebody
film
said
deals.
that. I've never seen a back end credit in my life, and I've had two projects that I worked on that were union that paid me the SAG scale rate, but said, "Oh, I'm gonna give you some points on the back end." I ain't seen now point.
Mm.
Now,
Cause they
I'm
gonna say
leaving it
get
at
in the
that.
bud.
Leave it at that. When I
They
when
gonna
my
say
stuff
get in
start
the bud.
dropping, then y'all can tell me if I'm good or I'm not, if I'm worth it or not. But for me, hell yeah, I'm worth it. That's why I got as many as I got right now.
That's it.
Okay, some diverse answers. Jerica, do you want to chime in? Then we'll go to the next question.
You know what? Actually, just y'all can just go ahead and go because I was really excited about Nikki's point because I feel like if you have a representative, you need to be asking them to negotiate for you, not the other way around. And
Mm-hmm.
that was actually one of the biggest mistakes I think I ever made early in my career is when I had my representative, uh, who was probably one of the best agents in Dallas. I'm so sad she left the business, but I I should have used her more. Lean on your agents. Let them be the people that the producers and the people are mad at. Because if you go in
That
there
part.
asking for money, they gonna look at you upside your head and never hire you again. But if you ask your agent and they ask them, they just gonna look your agent upside the head and give you the money anyway.
There you go. That part.
Real.
Cool. Toy.
Okay, all right. So that was great feedback, great answers right there. Like B said last week, if you're not taking notes, fellow actors out there, hey, they sharing the information. Speaking of last week, we had this question that was posed to the panel of producer, directors, and writers. It's only befitting to bring it to the floor here. And I want to do the same thing, kind of just go down the road with it and keep it really cute and short and just let the people know how you feel about it. All right.
Start with Dez.
Okay, cool. We'll start with Dev and work our way back. With that being said, last week we talked about call times, right? I would like to know, how do you guys feel? This is just an etiquette question. How do you feel when you have a call time to be on set? And we're talking about from because I'm not sure, Tyrone and Nikki, how things work when it comes to the SAG and things of that nature. So if you're going to talk about the SAG versus the indie, just let us know so we can distinct between the two. Okay. But when it comes to call times, have you ever been on a set where your call time was, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning and things are running behind? They didn't get to your scene until several hours later. How do you feel about that, Dev?
Honestly, I feel like it's communication. If you communicate with me, we good. I'm big on communicating. But if you know I just drove an hour and you still 2 scenes away from my call time, which was 10 o'clock, and here it is 12 o'clock, and you still ain't even text me or call me and tell me that I still like got a 2 or 3 hours to wait, I got a problem with that because time is money. Because if I'm late 2 or 3 hours, you either gonna replace me, you gonna doctor pay, or you ain't gonna pay me whatever you were supposed to be paying me or whatever because I wasn't there. So I just feel like it has to be the same way around. I respect the grind. I know the filming things are unpredictable, but I've been on a SAG commercial before, and I know for a fact that when the time is the time is the time. And they're not waiting on nobody. That's why they got stand-ins. That's why they got all these other people that say, you may not make this or whatever. You may not make this cut because they got somebody if your ass was late. And I've been on some indie sets they're strict with time. And I love that because you could get on there and they don't got all the extra shit. And that's why our problem is it's the extra shit that make you late for your call time. So just communicate with me. That's it. And if you know I'm late, so throw me some gas money, cuz. Damn.
All right. Great answer, Nikki.
I've never been on a set where I haven't had to wait on a SAG after set. I get a call time. My call time might be 9 o'clock. I might be in here in makeup at 9:30, and I might not shoot till after lunch. That's 3 hours later, 4 hours later, 6 hours later. It's standard. I find it's just really interesting that people think that it's very different from an indie versus a SAG-AFTRA perspective when it comes to call times. I mean, your call time is your call time. Usually they want to get you in there because they want to get you in hair and makeup. If you haven't done wardrobe, or if you need to get wardrobe, have wardrobe changes, the director has to approve your wardrobe, all of those kind of things. There's just different things that have to happen. There's never been a time that I can think that I got my call time was 10 o'clock and I was on set really at 11. Never. And I've been on some pretty large projects.
I want to cut you off real quick. That just happened to me today. Literally, I was just on a set this morning, really fast. I told them something. They gave me the time. When I tell you we was in that motherfucker and we was done and I was offset. So it's indie. So it's happening. So that's all I was saying. Like some people can do it, some people don't. It depends on who you working with.
I'm gonna say this. It depends on what you're shooting. One on that day, y'all might be going through 5 pages. Y'all might go through 1 page. It just depends. But I would say this. I have showed up on my call time. Nothing was set up. I'll be setup crew there. We'll go there all day and we don't film nothing that I'm in. And then on the independent side,
that's a problem. But that happens in SAG-AFTRA stuff too.
Exactly. That's a waste of a day. No, SAG-AFTRA, I'm finna get paid. and that's what I mean by, and that's what I mean, and this is what I mean by understanding the scope of things. Right? People speak on things that they have not experienced yet. So I speak from experience. So when I say the things that I say, this is not coming from a person that didn't do it. And it's hard to take advice from people that didn't do it. But neither here nor there. My biggest thing is if I'm gonna show up, if I know I'm gonna run behind, I'm gonna call an hour early because I'm like, damn, I'm running behind. Let me make sure I call and let it be known. That's on any. That's on the professional side, just to make sure that everything is covered. Oh yes, he's coming in. He'll be here this right time. That's where he at. Right. When it comes to there, it's always gonna be hurry up and wait. Don't get me wrong. That's on any set. But what bothers me
you long-winded. You long-winded, Tyrone. You know that. Like, all right,
I'm done. Go ahead. I like to talk. It's your turn. I'm done.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. No,
you
Todd, but we do hear your feedback, and we do thank you Thank
Nah,
you.
it's okay.
But
Like,
just like you said, like Calvin said, I think he had a comment. It's part of the process. Hurry up and wait is part of the process. So
It is.
I hear you on that, Jerica.
I have to go ahead and echo the same sentiments. It is a hurry up and wait game. Bring yourself some stuff to do. Bring yourself a book, your phone chargers, your headphones, some
go over
snacks
your
just
line.
in
You know?
you know what I'm saying? If you have lines, go over your lines. I mean, if
Go
you don't
over your
like
line.
the snacks on the
Bring your
truck,
own snacks.
bring
Crafty,
your own
Bring your
crafty.
snacks.
own snacks.
I mean, whenever we sign up to do these things, we tell them our availability. Your
But
availability, the first question that they ask you is, hey, do you have this whole day free? Not half the day, not three-fourths of the day. Do you got the whole day? Because
stop leaving set early.
yeah, I mean, you can't leave set early because I mean they have people that have their checks canceled from leaving set early. Okay, you wasn't here whenever we signed that paperwork at the end of the day. You don't get paid. You just wasted your own time. I mean, I have never been on a set whether it was that you didn't have to wait. Now,
Mhm.
I've had some times where some people were nice enough to tell me, "Hey, we're running behind. You guys can show up at 10 o'clock instead of showing up at 8 o'clock." But very rarely does that happen. They're
Mhm.
always going to be behind on set. They're always going to be behind on set. Look at
Yeah.
me. They will never be on time.
Yeah.
Stop expecting them to be on time.
Yeah.
This is not your
Yeah,
job working at the restaurant, okay? You don't get to clock out when it's time to go. You go when
But
they
it
tell
is
you
good.
you can go.
Okay,
You're
that's
right,
very
Jericho. No,
But
they will pull call up.
yeah.
Yeah. If you or push
mhm.
call. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
That
a
they'll
very
happens.
good point there. And Emily,
yeah, so
I don't know that I've ever, I mean, I understand the frustration of sitting around and waiting, but it's so part of the job. Like, you need to be there, you need to be ready, you need to be hair and makeup ready, you need to have your lines down, like, you need to be ready. So they shouldn't be looking for you or trying to find where you are. They would rather just you be there and holding or waiting, bring a laptop or whatever. I think the differentiation that I see is when we're
Mhm.
working all day on a SAG project, or we know we're going to get paid, or we're principal actor, whatever, and this is what we're going to get for our day. Or if we're doing unpaid background work and we're there for 10 hours. That I fully understand. And that's when you just have to get to that point of, do I need to do this or not? You know, if it's going to frustrate me to that level and not be worth it, then maybe try something else, try a different strategy.
I
okay,
think the biggest
all
thing
right,
is just communicate. That's
right.
all I want. Just communicate.
Yes, facts, and I do agree. And it's so good to hear your feedback. I know some of the producers are chiming in right now that when that question was posed, so I think they'd be happy to hear your feedback of understanding the process. So Mia, back over to you.
Um, so my question is, we all have these different roles. How do you decompress? I know we've all said that there are things that you won't do, or there's still a part of that role inside of you. After having a traumatic scene, a traumatic role, or whatever project, how do you decompress and keep your mental and still be able to be yourself after playing this person for so long?
Breathe. I breathe. Like I do. I have a set little thing that I do before they say action. When they hey, we about to block, I do what I do, and it gets me in that mentality of doing what I have to do. When I'm done, I breathe. Like I killed some shit or I didn't. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure I killed it. But when I get done, I breathe. That's just me. I breathe. I don't know what everybody else do. I breathe and then I relax. Move on to the next one.
um I guess what I do to decompress after getting into some of those serious roles, I do things to connect me back to my actual literal reality. Whether I go hug my child and call my mama, I go have me a drink or anything. I do something that physically puts me back in the shoes of Jericho Roy. And then I might even take me a 2 or 3 week break and just go do things outside of acting so that I can get regrounded.
Thank you.
I just leave it on set. Honestly, me personally, I leave it on set. I understand what I have to be in that scene, what's called for in that scene, and as soon as we get done with it and it's cut, I try to stay firmly grounded and understanding what's going on in the story, create what's going on in the story, make sure that it's as true and authentic as possible. And as soon as that scene is wrapped or we done for that day, you leave it right there. I don't take nothing with me.
Okay. All right. That's good feedback right there.
I listen to ratchet music.
I
See,
relate to
that's
Go to the
that's
gym.
I relate to Jerica where I like to do something embodied, like Nikki just said. You know, physically, I train martial arts, so that is very sobering.
I'm chilling with your ass.
Yeah.
Don't play.
See, it's always them quiet ones, Mia. See, we got one.
I know. I realize. Don't play with Emily.
Yes.
Don't
He be
play.
Emily
cooking.
gonna kick somebody ass. Quit
Right.
playing.
Right.
I'll
All
come
right,
back
man.
to
Yes. Okay, B, back to you.
Okay. So we talked on the page earlier or whatever. How do you as an actor, how do you determine your worth? You know what I'm saying? I think I seen the question earlier, but you know, a lot of people would say, you know, actors are delusional. They think they're better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So how do you like what tells you that I'm good? Is it your friends and family? Or you know, is it a teacher that you're, you know, getting coaching from? How do you determine your worth as an actor?
I think it also goes hand in hand with you knowing yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
know, whenever you go in an audition, whether you did a good audition or a bad audition, we don't always have some of the best days. We don't always have some of the best performances. I
No,
think your greatest validation that comes in knowing your worth as a performer is knowing yourself as an individual first.
I
Okay.
my issue with that statement, like you not everything you think you are. What am I supposed to think? And when I say
Hmm.
that is, I mean y'all think that all y'all movies are hidden, but are they? You know that you know the truth when you watch your product.
If Jerica don't
Uh,
quit,
I
if Jerica
know
don't quit
I know
grabbing that
that
cup though.
I know
I'm
that
thirsty.
when it comes to me, I hit that road. I hit that road. I'm driving back and forth from Houston. I'm flying back and forth from Atlanta. I'm going up to Oklahoma City. I'm going up to the DMV. And they asked me to come out there. They requested me. Not that I wouldn't audition or anything, but they want to see me. Because they enjoy the work that I put out. So I mean, book work tell me what I'm worth. I've done over 40 commercials. Book work tells me what I'm worth. I've done the sad projects. I've done a plethora of independent book work. The work speaks for it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if everybody had their own opinion and stuff, I might not be nobody's favorite actor, and that's okay. And I'm still learning. See, the thing with me, I'm 12 plus 13 years in, and I'm still learning. I'm still going to class. I'm still reading. I still have that same excitement that I did when I started 12 years ago. Well, 14 if you add modeling. I'm still a little kid in this, right? Not to mention when I put my name on something, I ain't a producer that I've ever worked with can say that, man. Tyrone, he be promoting motherfucker. He be promoting the shit out of this movie. Tyrone, man, I wish I had everybody else was promoting a movie like this. I've heard that shit before. I wish everybody else did all of this other stuff. You know,
That's
my
the
worth
win.
is my worth is what I say it is. There you go.
I
Okay, bet.
think that uh again, I'm just talking from me being new. You know what I mean? I'm still creating my worth. I'm still finding out what my worth is. Because again, I've talked to a couple producers or whatever that may want to book me or whatever. And just as a side note to the whole getting booked thing, I audition well, and I'm my biggest critic. I take my auditions to several people before I send them in because I want everybody's point of view on how can I be better. I want to hear if I'm bad because if you don't tell me that I'm bad, how can I get better? If you tell me I'm good every time, I want you to tell me that so I continue to do what I'm doing and get better. Nobody wants to be told that they shit wasn't good because egos. No, tell me my shit ain't good so that I could go get better. And so that's how for me, when my stuff start to drop, I don't want nobody. I don't want my friends to be like, nigga, that shit was good and it was trash. I want real rap raw. You could have did this. This is this. This is this. This is this. And because I love that, because that's just gonna make me better. But if you don't have a solution, to help me get there, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. If you don't got a solution.
People get a lot of opinions, but they don't have no solutions.
Well, I will say real quickly that I know that my worth it does a lot of times have to do with your resume. But one of the things that I appreciate a lot is that I've had directors who have literally said, "I saw your tape, and there's nobody else that I could see could do what you just did."
Boom, boom.
And at that point, I was like, believe me, I feel like I know sometimes I do some shitty work. It happens, but I know when I do good work, and I know that when it's recognized, that tells me that I'm at the level where I want to be, but I'm always growing. I am never done growing. I mean, I'm never there. Never.
I would say, and I'm gonna be real quick, I would say my worth is because I've been doing this for 8 months here in Dallas, and I became a mentor. I became a mentor because of the work that I've done on set with people. The work that I'm doing offset, teaching people how to do self-tapes, teaching people how to go and prepare for in-persons, helping people get lead roles, helping people do that things. So that's where I'm like, okay, I can humbly brag on myself that I feel like I know I'm pretty good, but I'm not the best, but I'm trying to be. Shit, I want to be. There may not be no ceiling to the best because I'm gonna continue to grow. There may not be no top. I'm gonna keep going. So the new wave, if y'all ain't heard about it already, that shit's surfing. Y'all need to ride it.
You know, but that's the thing that's so awesome about this industry. Everything is always changing. Nothing is static. And that's the awesome thing about why we do what we do.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. So listen.
Did Emily want to say something? I think Emily.
Yeah, can I?
Yes. You definitely have the floor. Mm-hmm.
For me, I notice when I watch my own work, I'm like always cringing at myself, or if I can tell that other people were like, oh yeah, or maybe I think just feedback is hard to come by, to be honest. Like, people don't necessarily tell you directly or truthfully, yeah, I feel like your pacing could have been better here, or your tone it didn't really match the film. So that's up to me to be the most critical consumer of my own work, and to be honest with myself, and to hold myself to that standard and go, I didn't believe myself there, or I could have done deeper character work. And I see that now. Sometimes you have to see it on the screen to really know where you're at and know how to grow from there. But I think there's a fine balance between being confident and knowing that you do have skills, and but also being humble. But I think it's kind of good to have a little bit of delusion. Like, you have to believe in yourself that much, because this industry is so competitive that I think it pays and it benefits to see yourself as special. Like, you have to. You're going to be the most honest consumer of your own work and your biggest fan. So.
Okay. All right. And Corte, can you go ahead back to Calvin's comment real quick, please? Calvin said industry value and self-worth are different. I feel like understanding your industry value rate setting is not necessarily about the understanding of your worth. Viola Davis was a Tony-nominated actor with no name in the film. Therefore, her gift was valuable, but within the new medium, she had to build her industry worthiness. I just thought that was very important for him to,
Calvin will always have a word.
I love
it. Calvin gonna go to church.
That is our Angelo, because baby, listen, he drops gems. If you don't know Calvin, you need to get to know him. Okay.
Amen. Amen.
And on that note, family, what we're going to do, we're going to jump. Huh? I'm sorry, you say something?
I was plugging in Calvin.
Oh, yes.
I was plugging him in.
Yes. We're going to jump into a really quick 30-second commercial. And so, family, stay right there, okay? Because when we come back, we're going to just, turn the heat up, okay? I like to save questions, but we just, let's pick some brains, okay? Is that cool with y'all, panel?
Let's do it
now. Let's go.
Yes, because
we was already going first.
I mean, no. Y'all definitely are giving good feedback and good information, right? So I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying, we're going to turn the heat up a little bit right after this quick commercial.
Let's talk about budgets.
I mean, I'm just saying. Welcome back and welcome back. Dang, that 30 seconds was quick. I was just swallowing, like, dang. I want to give a really quick shout out to I Am Corte Entertainment for that dope trailer, But I'm Married. It's coming out April the 1st. And if I'm not mistaken, I think one of our people on the panel is in that amazing production. Shout out to Tyrone Bettis for being a part of that dope production, as well as my girl Mia and myself. So yes. Now we are going to go ahead and just dive in deeper.
I know that look. It's way before I did.
Huh?
Okay.
Now we was having a conversation.
Oh, y'all was talking without talking. Got it. Okay.
Thanks.
Put me in a group chat. Okay. All right. So as y'all know, and if you don't know, then I'm gonna just kind of give y'all a quick, backstory with it or whatever. If y'all watch The Breakfast Club, okay, I'm sure y'all all are familiar with The Breakfast Club and Jess with the mess, and Lauren. Basically, she's a part of Breakfast Club. Went on maternity leave. She suggested Lauren. They bring Lauren in as her backfill, and then when she returns, Lauren is killing it, right? And now Jess is asking questions like, "So what we doing? Is it me or her? Like, I mean, I'm back now. You know what I'm saying?" And so no one was really answering that question. My question to you all is, have you ever had a role and for whatever reason you were recast and they brought somebody in to take your position and production failed to notify you and you both are on set ready to go? Or vice versa, have you ever taken someone's spot and they did a recast and you were selected and production failed to notify them and y'all both are there? If that's happened to you, share with us how you feel about it. Or if it haven't happened to you, if you were in that scenario, what would you do?
That person is now my stunt double.
I don't know. I ain't never been in a situation like that. I mean, I've been in a situation where I didn't find out until like way later on, like through the grapevine, but we never made it to set on time, both of us looking at each other in the same outfit. It ain't never been no situation like that. I'm looking at her like, y'all supposed to be this person. I kind of feel like if something like that did happen, that's mad irresponsible on the
On
part
the
of
AD's part, on the production's part, right?
Yeah, that's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Okay, Emily, what are your thoughts?
So it happened recently, not exactly that, but it was for a SAG commercial, and they had cast. I think this was maybe a casting issue, or someone didn't tell the right information, whatever happened. But they had cast a woman to play a bridesmaid for an Allstate commercial, and you had to be a certain size to fit in the dress. But when she got to set, not only was she, the dress didn't fit her, she also had heavy tattoo sleeves. So they were looking at makeup, was like, that's too much to cover. What are we going to do? And I was there for the other spot, and they came around and they're like, out of everyone who's here, you're the one who would fit the best. So I said, okay, sure. And she was still there. Like, they had to hold her. I think for SAG regulations, they had to keep her on set until the whole production was wrapped. So it was a little awkward, but it wasn't like, I mean, there was nothing I could have done to make that any more comfortable, I think, other than do the job.
Okay. Okay, all right. Well, Kagan's in our the chat, and he said, "Damn, that's messy. But it's basically bad business." I feel you on that. Calvin also says, "Oh, that's a mess. That's not a production. That's a clown car." All right. So, yeah, but I just know that that story was really hot, and I just was thinking, how would you feel, and what would you do? Yeah. So, B, can you see the question that was posed in the chat? Can you see that?
I would say that this situation was a little different, but it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
uh,
But just the senses
that's part
of
of the
like she come in and then now she's back and it's like, referring that to the role, right? Like in that context of
I will say I've been recast in
yeah.
a film. I've been recast in a film, and it went down to the whole situation of pay, and back end point, and all those things. But the problem was communication, right? Like when you don't talk to the person and say, "Hey, this is why I'm doing this. Sorry," and then you start ignoring um, phone calls to get better clarity on things, that's when you start burning bridges, and
Hmm.
that's bad business. So listen, if you got to recast for whatever reason, fine, that's on you, and we'll figure it out. But if you don't respond when I'm asking you questions and saying, "Hey, yeah, I told you I would work at this rate, but you didn't respond back to me, and now we not talking," please don't call me ever
No,
in your life.
you
right.
know,
And
I
and I
I'm sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead, Tyrone, chime in on that.
No, no, no. I guess it happened a couple times. One, it was like a new series they was doing, but I, they had somebody selected, then they recasted me, then they recasted me for somebody else. So it was cool. Things happen. There was one time a dude reached out to me. I guess one of his actors wasn't responding or whatever, so I get on set to go. The guy comes on set, and then while I'm on set, I've been there for a few hours. He comes to me and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and go with him, but you can stay and be background." I was like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home. And this was when I was earlier in my career, so it was like, nah, because you already wasted my time, and all you had to do was pull me to the side and tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't gonna stay regardless, but I mean, it would have been better for you to tell me that. So I guess those are the two instances.
Okay. Well, I have definitely witnessed it. It didn't happen to me, but I was on two different productions where that in fact happened. And I tell you what, it was guys on one and females on the other, and both groups handled it very well. And so it was just good to witness that they was able to get through that uncomfortable thing, especially if you're the person being replaced and you show up ready to go. And
Mhm.
so kudos to them for handling that situation in a professional manner, because I'm growing. I'm growing. All right, Mia.
So, what does being SAG? Because I think that's the end goal, to be SAG after
Extra,
SAG
Astra,
extra, extra,
Astra.
Astra,
extra. American
That
Federation of
word right
Television and
there,
Radio
and
Artists.
that's how you
Yeah, it's
know
an
I'm not
acronym.
SAG.
hmm
Oh, stuff may sag on me, but I'm not SAG. Okay, so
hmm
what does SAG mean to you guys? Is that the end all be? What is it to be SAG for the people that are SAG and for the people that are inspiring to become SAG?
Okay. Um, I'm not SAG. I am aspiring to be SAG. What it means is it's a establishment of legitimacy inside of this industry. It is a symbol of people being able to take you a little bit more serious. Them having to abide by certain standards that they have to take care of you as the performer and as the individual. Nobody's going to be allowed to take advantage of you. It's kind of like how them miners or how them other factory workers how they have unions. It's a
Okay.
protection. It's legitimacy and it's protection. And I think that everybody should strive for that legitimacy and protection. To kind of make it really short, but also to give a little bit of context. Whenever I was living in Atlanta, maybe somewhere about 2016, 2017, before Atlanta became whatever Atlanta is now, I went to a
Southeast.
couple, yeah, this is before it even became what it is today. By about 2016, 2017, before COVID hit, Atlanta was still kind of building up to be what it is now. Atlanta's
Okay.
been building for a very long time, but COVID kind of just, you know what I mean? So when they used to, I would go to these SAG meetings because the state of Georgia is still a right to work state. And what they were trying to do was they were trying to convince actors, like, hey, the reason why you want to join the union is because it's going to give you the protection as it is that you need. It's going to do things to benefit the state. It's going to bring more jobs. You guys really, really want to do union. You don't want this to continue to be a right to work state. And when I sat through that meeting, I had a little bit more of an understanding than what I already had about SAG. But if you are a professional actor and you want to be a professional working actor, not somebody that just does it, that's just kind of like a hobby, something that you do to get your rocks off, to separate the from the tedium of life. If you're somebody that wants to wake up every day and dedicate the rest of your life to do this, then you need to work towards getting SAG. All right.
And I just want to ask, jump in real quick. Emily, I mean, I know Tyrone, Nikki are SAG. Jarek and Dev's not yet. And Emily, you are eligible. How do you feel about, since you have that option, that choice, to join the union?
I think
What does that mean too? Because I don't even know how you be eligible and not do it. So that too.
yeah, so SAG is something where you kind of, if you work a SAG production, like for me, the ones that have qualified me to be eligible are SAG commercials. So I have not done a SAG TV series or a SAG feature film, for example, but I've done several SAG commercials. But once you're eligible, then you basically have to like enroll. I'm probably not using the right words, but to become a paying SAG member. But then that does grant you certain protections. I think we're just in a really unique state here in Texas, where I'm eligible. If you surveyed people in LA who moved out to LA to go and act, they could work for 3, 4, 5 years and still be trying to become SAG. So we're kind of in a unique place here there are a lot of Texas actors who are walking around that are SAG eligible. And I think once we hopefully see more film incentives and investment here as a state, it'll change the scape for everyone. The people who are already SAG, they're definitely going to have a leg up on the competition, of course. But then the people who are eligible are going to be able to play more in some of the legitimate, professional. They have that standard that you really want to be working at. And again, as a talent, to have those certain protections that it's going to be a professional environment and just certain standards are going to be there.
Okay. All right.
And the two SAG actors.
Nikki.
Nikki.
I will say it is SAG-AFTRA, and I will continue to say that as the president of the union, the DFW local union. SAG and AFTRA, they were two separate unions years ago. They merged together, so now it is SAG-AFTRA. I know it's easy just to say SAG, and we still say SAG eligible, but just when referring to the union, it is SAG-AFTRA. Just throw that out there as me presidenting. But it is here, Emily, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. Like, there is a time for you to join the union, and there's a time when you're not. If you become eligible just based off of commercials and you haven't built up your resume yet, whether it be student projects, indie projects, or even other I don't want to use the word legitimate, because that is so degrading to the people that are doing the work here. So I don't want to say that. But projects that are SAG-AFTRA, like the Landmans or the Moes or whatever is shooting here. If you haven't done that and you join too early, you do put yourself at a disadvantage, because you start competing with people that have resumes that are a list long, right? So I don't tell everybody that they should join. There is a time when you should. If you've been working all of our contracts for 10 years, and I'm at fault myself. I was SAG eligible for almost 10 years before I was a must join, and I had to join because I worked in a union state, which was New Mexico. I did 2 jobs out there, and the second time I worked out there on Longmire, I had to join. And I don't think it was the wrong decision. And the reason why I say that is because I came back to Texas and I was up for a recurring role on Queen of the South, and I don't think I would have gotten that had I not been union, because I don't think they would have trusted me with that role. So that's that. There is that level of, and I hate to say legitimacy, because I know plenty of super talented non-union actors who have not joined yet. But I do believe that sometimes there's a mentality from production perspective that if you are union and you're already in the union, that you are more reliable, right? And I say that, and I'm gonna be short because I know Be Naked. I can get long-winded like Tyrone Betters, but I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this
But
back
this is
and
good though.
say,
This is I think this is really good that you're pointing that, especially as the head. You know what I'm saying? Because I a lot of people just don't know, that part. So thanks for sharing
But
that. Go ahead.
we just need, and but the thing about it is we do need more of a presence. SAG after a larger presence. Why? Because they're still bringing in talent from LA and New York, because they don't think that we have the talent pool here to do the work that these people who were probably living in Texas and just moved to LA last week, and then they flying their asses back here. So my point is, we need to build up our union here, be stronger here. That way, whenever they come here, they can say, you know what, there is a talent pool here. I can bring her in for a guest star. I can bring her in for a recurring co-star. But we just have to do the work, and we have to build ourselves up. We have to build each other up. And that's just what we have to do.
Okay. All right.
That's good, girl. You better preach,
Yeah.
Come
sister.
on, Nikki.
President.
Come on,
I didn't know if you
President.
had heard to. So come on. I mean, yes. Okay. So back over to you, B. Are you on mute?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he
I
on.
was. All right, yeah, man, my bad. I almost caught the Holy Ghost over here. Whew, I don't even know where to go. Let me see.
But
Go ahead. What you was about to say?
let me just ask on this. This is always a pressing question. Um, Tyrone, so if you are SAG AFTRA, see that?
There you go,
Um,
girl.
can you, because I've heard if you are, then you can't work on indie films. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And because Emily is eligible, but she's not fully in yet, then she can still do indie, right? Is that
That
okay?
is correct.
Let me say this though, indie does is not synonymous with non-union. There are plenty of
Absolutely
indie
not.
projects that can be and work on a SAG after contract. I worked on
Absolutely.
a film called Hypnotic that was shot down in Austin. Robert Rodriguez directed, produced it. It was an independent film because it was independent studio, but it was SAG after.
Ah, okay.
I've
Okay.
heard that too. Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all can, and a lot of these indie projects can go under the
They can go under we have
can
a
go
lot of
under SAG
contracts.
contract. It's
That's
plenty
another
of
thing.
contracts.
Plenty of
Okay.
contracts.
Yeah.
Can you speak on the contracts, Nikki, since we're here, just a little bit?
Yes, please.
Really quickly. I mean, it's not like I can't get into it, but there's a micro budget agreement. If you have a budget of $20,000 or less, and it's like no nudity, no stunts and stuff like that, you can do a micro budget agreement, which essentially you don't have to do any paperwork, you don't have to get any type of insurance, and you can make a union project and get a union actor to work on that if your budget is under $20,000. You can do that. There's also ultra
Mm,
low budgets where you can, I mean, there's something that can fit every single project that you have. Yes, you might have to allocate a little bit more in certain areas, but if you're trying to make something good, and I won't say good, if you want to elevate and you want to bring somebody in who is a union actor, I'm here. I am accessible. I am not untouchable. I am not reachable. If unreachable, if you have questions, please feel free to DM me, call me, email me, whatever, and I'll get you to where you need to go. Because
Hmm.
I want to work. And I do want to work with you if your project is good. If it ain't.
Hmm.
I do have a
But
quick question,
Okay.
yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah.
And can
Mhm.
I ask her a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Um, yes, go ahead. Uh-huh.
Nikki, if you decide, like, how do you think that it would change the landscape if a lot of independent films went on a SAG route? You think that would attract more people to the state of Texas to give us better incentives?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. And you know what? I'm just thinking, Nikki, we may have to bring you back just a one-on-one, to pick
Yeah.
your brain for the people
Y'all
because
should.
people
Y'all
just don't know
absolutely
what they
should.
don't know. You know what I mean?
True.
Sure.
And so, and I know there's a lot of people who just, even Kagan just dropped in the chat. I'm going to hit you up, Nikki. I got questions for sure. Okay. So thank you so much just for dropping that. Be back to you.
I'm out. Yeah,
Oh, I thought so. Never mind. I already
yeah.
know what time it is. That boy
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
What you want? You wanted to hit on something, brother?
Nah. I thought you was
Oh,
looting, boy.
yeah. Nah, I didn't add my
You
little
got
deep
your
butt
questions
thing about
answered,
the,
B?
budget.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, well, the first question that we ain't get to touch on because you cut
Which
everybody
one?
out. Um,
Uh-huh.
what I had, how y'all felt about the industry, this acting, how it was going.
Man,
Remember?
I'm gonna be transparent, bro. I love Dallas, bro. Like I love being from here. I love being able to go to other cities and say I'm a Dallas actor. I stand behind it. I stand firm on that. Everybody love to talk about the Southeast, but Texas, we got something to say. Not just even Dallas, Houston, Austin. Everybody's protect doing that. So there's no reason for us not all to be on the same page. Yeah, people not gonna like each other. It's beef, it's whatever. But if you could put that aside and we understand the full scope of what we can do here, do you understand how big Texas is? Do you understand the magnitude of the stuff that we can do, especially if we work as one and unit? And that's on the actor side, that's on the producer side. That goes across the board, right? But when we have the bickering, my script better than your script, this, that, and the third, your movie's trash and the third, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you content with where you at, you know what I'm saying, then I'm all the way 100 with that. I know I'm long with it. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say that there's a lane for everything. If it's simply about the bag and how you doing it, you are not wrong. But when you only about the bag, I don't want to hear you talking about the art. I don't. I don't want to hear you saying that actors aren't that good, this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear you saying that if you're not about the art. If it's about the bag for you. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay for it being about the bag for you. But a lot of us, we sign up for these projects, understanding that we like the script, we read it, this and the third, and you know what? I want to put my sauce in it. You know what? Nah, I ain't gonna charge you that. I'll do this. And because I believe in the project, me saying yes is me believing in the project, and I always stand on my yes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm only speaking for myself on that aspect. But yeah, like Dallas is dope. We got dope producers doing dope shit. You know what I'm saying? So if we just figure out to just leave the BS out of it, everything else gonna fall in place. Because if we look at it on the music
Yeah.
side,
You should
if
have
we
just
look
dropped the
at
mic right there.
Yeah,
You should have
yeah.
just dropped it right there. That
Soon
part
as I
right
I'm
there.
heard
saying,
that, because I was like,
I'm sorry, I
Right.
like to talk. I like to talk. My fault.
ah,
It's dropped. Pen in it. There you go.
uh,
Okay. How
go
do I
ahead.
can Okay, Brandon, if you want to go or
Nah,
anything.
go ahead.
How do I feel in terms about like how the Dallas market is today? I really think that the accessibility that is going on now these days, and the fact that we're able to have such a bigger platform compared to what we used to, I think that people aren't, utilizing that for the thing it is. I mean, social media, the self tapes, all of this has given our market a brand new thing of exposure. I remember back in the day, whenever they had fucking black and white headshots, and it was hard to get outside the city of Dallas. And the
Mm-hmm.
only
Mm-hmm.
thing and you had to drive to Oklahoma if you wanted them folks to see you in Oklahoma. I think that having the social media and the content creators has given us such a great thing of exposure. I feel like a lot of us should be using it for more positive things. What is going on, and who did not mute their mic?
Hey, Cortez, are
Man,
you able to mute him
Mute their mic.
individually? I don't know if you're able to mute him individually, but this is
I
kind of like
just
a
muted him.
call
I
where
just
you're
muted
Okay.
him.
full
We
work or
all
something.
heard that.
and then ain't put no finger up and nothing. I'll be
No,
back.
no.
We
I'm just
got a
glad he
whole
didn't fart.
private
I
chat.
am so just like, wait.
Oh,
He's such a character, y'all. Oh goodness.
damn.
Long story
Wait,
short,
go ahead.
He gonna get on here like nothing happened.
no, we heard what happened.
Look at he know
We
it.
heard it.
He know it.
I thought I muted my mic.
You did not.
You did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay.
y'all did. I know y'all didn't see me drink this whole bottle within this whole hour. I don't know which I thought I was gonna do.
Me as well.
I thought I muted the mic. Y'all see me turn the camera off? So
Yeah,
I had muted the
wait,
mic.
wait.
That's on
Okay.
I'm
me.
sorry, I had to. I didn't want nobody to hear all that dripping and pouring water down the toilet, so I had to say something.
That's on me.
I,
My fault.
I was trying to save you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow.
So Deb, did you want to hit on that? I know you're fairly new,
Oh,
to the
hold on.
industry. Were you done, Jericho?
Almost.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
almost.
My bad.
What I was saying was, we have such extreme. Go ahead and go, baby.
Everybody got to pee.
Tyrone just did.
This is crazy. Everybody got to pee now. Do we need to take a bathroom break?
No, I'm fine. But that just lets me know. Let me
Oh,
close the door.
shoot.
JP, close the door. But I will
JP?
say this, just to be real quick. I feel like if we use the exposure and the platform that it is that we have and use it in a way that we could be more powerful to show people more about our work and less about the BS it is that we do, then it would be better for the market. I feel like it's a bad look all around for people to be sitting over here arguing with each other via Facebook. That's my son flushing the toilet, not me. All right. And washing his hands. Okay. Listen. So I feel like if we use Facebook and all the social medias as the platforms it is to talk more about our projects and less about the hold on 1 second, son, and less about the negativity, then everything will be perfect. But we just got to figure out how to separate the meat from the potatoes. What other people have going on between them, they need to go ahead and box it out or have a phone conversation and leave us out of it because it's a bad
Amen.
look if you are a producer or if you are a actor and you're in this market and you have these followers and you have a public profile for people from other places to open up and see you talking all this trash about all these folks, that's a bad look for you. They ain't gonna want to work with you. They're gonna look
Amen.
at you crazy.
I see y'all. I
Even
be seeing
Preach.
y'all in the comments. I ain't gonna say
yeah,
nothing, but I be seeing the comments.
yeah, I mean, like people, we see the comments, we see the statuses, we know what's going on.
People
That's
playing both
not
sides.
yeah,
I ain't hear
you
that.
can't act like that in the general public. That's not good. You
Ooh,
gotta have some
Oh,
decorum about yourself.
AD just put that up there, Corte, because that is law right there.
Okay.
That is law. He says Facebook is not the industry. Come on, Pastor
Mm,
Scott.
Mm.
Yes, seriously.
Um,
Deb, did you want to jump in on that
yeah,
question?
I think for me, I like the Dallas industry. Obviously, it's treating me well. It's doing it. Um, it's got me other opportunities in different cities and different states. My goal was not to be a. I'm from Dallas. I mean, I live in Dallas, so I guess you could say I'm from Dallas as far as acting wise. But my goal is not to stay in Dallas. I want to go shoot in Detroit, in New York, in Atlanta, in LA, in Florida. And that's why I've gotten those movies that's in Atlanta, in Houston, in Florida, and all these different places because I don't plan on just staying here doing this. But Dallas, for me, it's been dope. It's everybody that I've worked with, I don't got no problem with nobody. I grow, I learn, I build, I pass that on. And I think that the problem that I see with a lot of people is not, and I don't get into all the everybody other stuff, is we worry about, and I made a status about this today, literally, and it says we compare so much that we stop ourselves from being productive. And all we're doing is worrying about what the next person's doing, and you're just watching what they're doing, and you could be doing some different stuff your damn self. And so you slowing your process down, worrying about what the next person doing instead of evaluating and getting better with what you're doing. I think if you got 2 projects, your first project should not look like your second project. If you got 3 projects, your first, second, and third project should not look like that. You should see that there's some development going on here. You should see that the talent has gotten better. You should see that everything, you should look at your shit and be like, this film was good, okay, but this one is better. But if your stuff look the same, then you're not learning. You're not productive. Somebody's not in your corner, in your camp, in your team telling you, maybe we do need to get a different camera. Maybe we do need to stop trying to hire our homeboys and our homegirls to be the actors in these movies that ain't got no damn talent, and that's a problem.
Okay.
I'm stopping there.
Okay, Deacon Dev.
Okay. So that's where Dev came from. Developing
Yeah.
the actor. That's
Yes.
okay.
Okay, all right. So at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump into our final thoughts. And at this time, you'll just be able to share anything that, we haven't had a chance to hit on tonight. The hour is growing later. We do want to be respectful of you guys' time. But on final thoughts, just share with the people, take a moment. If you have any upcoming projects out there, let us know how we can follow you. But before we get to that, just generally, final thoughts on the industry, acting, advice, whatever it is that you want to share with the family, okay? Corte? All right. So let's just go ahead and Emily, if you want to just, share with the people if you have any advice or just someone who may be tuned in who wants to maybe get into acting, just whatever's a pressing thing that you want to share, feel free.
I would say knowing yourself and having self-awareness, being honest with yourself is probably the best quality you can have as an actor. Being open to feedback, being comfortable, being seen, being heard. I mean, those are really foundational things. I would say specifically for Dallas, to me, it's been a beautiful market. Even some of the conflicts and the tensions is still part of the beauty because we're all creatives, we're all passionate, and you can't expect that our creative synergy won't create frictions from time to time. But we can either use that to, repel us and tear us apart, or become sharper and better for it. So.
Okay. All right. And so do you do a lot of traveling back and forth? I know you're in, you dwell in Austin, right?
Yeah. So I like being in Austin because it's central. I can work here. I can come up and work in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, or like others have said, Oklahoma. I haven't booked anything in Oklahoma yet, but some of those more rural areas that are kind of on the outside of Texas, just there on the border, those are opportunities as well. So I'm looking to expand always.
Okay. Thank you. Jerica?
Two quick things. My one piece of advice for people in the industry is please find things outside of this industry that is a good hobby that enriches the quality of your life. I don't care what it is. And also, never stop taking things from real life because the life experiences are things that we can put into our art. Also, second thing, and this is really important, I want y'all to listen to this. I don't know, some of y'all may have gotten the live whenever I sent it last week, but my acting teacher, Dennis L.A. White, D-Rock from Notorious, him and Breedley Evans, they are having a really big workshop on the 25th and the 26th of next month. So you guys can go to actlikeyouKnow.org, quad paid if you want to. He's a really great coach. So if that's something that you guys want to look into, please definitely look into it.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Tyrone?
Always remain a student. Always remain a student. That you're never not learning in this industry. Like she said earlier, this is an ever evolving thing. Get the proper tools. Just because your friend has a camera, that doesn't mean that they know how to take headshots. So go to a headshot photographer. Yes, you're gonna have to spend money. You can't TFP it for the rest of your life. I promise you. Yeah, them two things. So get the proper tools, and if y'all have any questions on good headshots, where to get good headshots, where to find a great acting coach, where to find a great atmosphere for creatives and stuff. I know Nikki gonna plug hers. Um, it's out there. The information is out there. Do your due diligence. Go get it.
Okay. Thank you, Nikki.
I mean, continue to be a student always. Train, learn, grow, ask questions. Like if you, like you said, if people don't know, you know, there was a thing out there for a while, and I'll say this, that people thought that if you're a SAG-AFTRA actor and you get a producer's credit, you can work on a non-union project. You cannot. You cannot. If you are in the union, you cannot work on a non-union project, period. You can't. No matter what somebody does tell you, continue to learn. Just be thirsty for more information. Not to take from, Jerica, I coach. I work at a studio, the artist playground. I have monthly, weekly classes. I teach Monday nights. There's also a Monday day class as well as a Wednesday day and night class. And if we get the, more people that need to, we'll add a Tuesday class and stuff like that. But I'm there. One thing I will do is be honest with you. Somebody said something about honest feedback. I'm going to tell you if your shit sucks or if it was great. And, it just is what it is. So just keep growing. I'm here. Ask questions. If you're watching and you don't know me, hit me up. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer and talk to you and get to know you.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Dev.
A couple things, man. I can say so much, man. I think the first thing, man, is just keep God first. Honestly, keep him first, man, and everything that you're doing. And he's definitely gonna make your path straighter, definitely. And I would say something else, man. Get your own experience. Your experience and your friend experience ain't gonna be the same. If they may beef with a director, don't mean that you're gonna beef with that director. That project may lead you to the next project, but you didn't do it because of what somebody else said. Get your own experience. And I echo what everybody else saying, man. Keep growing, keep learning. Be a student. Be a student, man. If you can't afford some things, there are a lot of free, people that's out here that will do these classes for you. You just gotta ask. Just get you a mentor. For real. Get you a mentor, man, that know what they doing, what he or she doing, man. And at the end of the day, flexibility is the key to my success. Get you flexibility is the key to my success, man. Keep God first, though. That's really all I gotta say. Follow your boy Dev the Actor. I don't know if that's the time to do that, but Dev the Actor on social media platforms. Bam, you already know what it is. 1906. Shout out to the good brothers, Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Dev the Actor on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that. You heard me.
Yeah.
I don't have that spill. I don't have that
Baby,
spill.
that's an outro if I ain't never heard.
Right.
Hey, put that hand down, bro.
Nah, come on, man, boy. You just crossed a couple years ago, ain't it?
3.
Yeah, I'm 14 years in the game, baby.
Come on, 14. 14. What's up, 14?
Hey.
3 letters.
In the game.
Even
What's
rookies start in the Super Bowl.
You know what though? I don't like people calling themselves rookies like that, man. You in here? You not aspiring no more? Just
It's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I ain't.
That's it.
Yes, take it away.
Co-host. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Number one is like everybody was saying. But I'm gonna just add: stay out the bullshit. Keep your head down and just work. Getting them classes. Like Nikki said, this is my first time putting eyes on Nikki, but I've been following Nikki, and she does phenomenal work on television. She ain't even stunned on us tonight, but she threw a little shot in there, Orange is the New Black. You know what I'm saying? But she done hella TV shows and good productions. But she also teaches. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, y'all can go in there. Somebody, who was that trying to get cookies or something?
Tyrone trying to get cookies. What are you eating?
Get out the bag.
You done peed, and now he's trying to eat.
Get out the bag. Beat the phone real quick.
After workout snack.
Y'all gonna respect him. Put some respect on his
Damn.
name. Just don't do it for the day.
There's always one, y'all. Y'all know it's always one.
Nigga hungry. All right. But yeah, like Nikki said, man, she can teach you. She got the acting class and about the SAG. I'm gonna come holler at you about that too. So also Cortez, he got a boot camp. You know, Marvin, Calvin, y'all seen them in the chats. They also can coach you on this acting too. So reach out, man. You can't get into YouTube. Goddamn, do something. But yeah, just get better. That was my one and two, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, my final thought is you guys are so inspiring. I am not an inspiring actress. I dibble and dabble, but definitely not my goal in life. But just listening to you guys and all of your different stories and all of your different walks of life, thank you for pouring into us, into this podcast, into the people that are watching. You definitely inspired me as far as being a podcaster. I learned things and I took notes. But yeah, that's my thing. Like, I really appreciate you guys and thank you so much for just giving us a piece of you guys' wisdom. But
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you. Like,
Yes.
this is so great. Thank you.
Yes. Well, it has been a joy, and even though I just want to keep going and going, and and y'all, it's just hard to moderate because you don't want to be the bad person. I'm like, keep talking, but it's just so much, and y'all have so much to share because y'all all have done, great things throughout the industry and throughout the state. How about that? Okay. And so we could keep going and going, but just for the sake of the time, we are going to come to a close. But before we go, I do want to give a shout out to one of our number one supporters. He is a thorn in my side. Shout out to my boy Kagan. If y'all can help us give him a happy birthday.
Ah, happy
Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday.
birthday.
Shout
Kagan.
out to
Happy
my
Happy
boy
birthday, big bro.
Kagan. Yeah.
Hey, happy B-Day.
One, two, three. I wanna say happy
Okay.
birthday to
Hey,
Okay.
to
I wanna say happy
All right.
birthday to
Birthday to
I wanna say happy
Mm.
birthday to I wanna
hey,
say
Ah.
happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday.
I love how they
Mm.
turned happy
Yay.
birthday into a trap Negro
Forte.
spiritual. I
Yes.
love it.
Oh, I won't even sing because I have
Tyrone
beads
do
on.
it.
Yeah. That's my thorn.
Don't bring Tyrone back.
Don't get him,
Tyrone can't come
Tyrone.
back.
Damn.
You know what?
Tyrone.
Nikki,
I was reading the
we
comments.
pull
I
him
was
to the
reading the
side and be like,
comments, man. I was reading the comments.
yes. So real quick, if you guys have, we'll just go down the line real quick. If y'all have a project that's up and coming or something like that, and y'all want to shout out, also let the people know if they don't know how they can follow you on
It,
social media. Emily, actually, you know what, Emily, you know what? I know ladies first, but let's start with Dev. I think Dev feeling away. It's always Emily. Emily. Let
he
me show my
told us.
let me
He
show my
did.
bro
He
some
told
more love.
Damn did it.
Yeah,
He did
let's
the
turn that
flyer and
train over
everything.
here to the new way.
Damn
Hey,
did it.
I'm about to
shout
go
shout out to the
search
Oh,
new
you
way.
him.
right. He did drop that commercial. You right.
Nah,
He
I'm gonna do
did
it
a
again while
whole
everybody paying attention.
elevator
Now I gotta do it
pitch.
while everybody paying attention. Hold on now. I'm
Oh,
trying to take my spot. All right, again, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all that. Not Snapchat. But anyways, Dev the actor. I got a few projects. I got more than a few projects I'm waiting on. I just finished. I'm at to start Secret Lie in Love. I just
Okay.
finished Repaid in Blood in Houston. I just got a lead role that nobody know about this. Well, they just dropped it. A lead role for a movie in Atlanta that I'll be starting to shoot in a couple months there. Man, it's my first like major lead role, which is gonna be super dope. Y'all
nice.
check that out. From Hell She Came, Who Killed Jabari? I'm one of the amazing Who Killed Jabari. Just got through shooting, get back up, and so we got My Brother's Keeper coming up, where I'm one of the captains. Just stay tuned. It's too much.
I love it. That's it. Listen, that is good stuff.
I
All right,
appreciate it.
Nikki.
Yeah, so social media, I am the Nikki Dixon on Instagram, Nikki Dixon on Facebook, I believe. Yeah, I just had Sugar Baby that dropped on BET Plus. That was and so it's still streaming, but I do have a film
Shout out
coming
to
out
Mega Mike.
out. Shout out to Megamind. Yeah, Megamind Media. Wonderful, wonderful group to work with. Jamal Hill, he's an amazing director. And I have a movie coming out called King Ivory. It was shot in Oklahoma. John Swab was the director on that. It's been going around on the festival circuit. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be a theatrical release. So I'm excited about that. Not sure when the dates are, but it was picked up by William Morris for distribution. So yeah, I'm excited about that and hoping it drops sometime in the summer. I get to play again. What am I always? A cop or a DEA agent. So I'm SWAT. So
Okay.
so I'm excited about that.
Nice, nice. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Ty, Rome.
Okay, coming up, April 1st, we have But I'm Married. That's going to be dropping. You already know what time it is. I'm excited about this one. I definitely rock with Cortez heavy. He know what's up. So I'm excited to see that come. April 4th, the film that I'm a part of called The Unbreakable Boy is a Lionsgate production, Kingdom Story production that starts streaming digital. So run that up. Run it, run it up. That'll start streaming digital. They just announced another film that I got to work on that I don't know exactly where everything's gonna be coming out of, but it's called Rated. It started as a short film. It did a bunch of great things on the short film circuit and you know festival circuit, and I'm excited for that to come out. And we just consistently auditioning. Oh, and if y'all haven't seen, I have my Dave and Buster's commercial that's out airing right now as well. So we working.
All right. Cool.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for sharing that. Can we get some tokens or something for Dave and Buster?
I wish.
Oh,
I
I forgot
wish.
to tell them how to follow you.
Where can we follow you?
Oh, y'all can follow me at Tyrone Betters on IG, and then you can also follow me on Facebook, Tyrone Betters.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Jerick.
Well, hello. If you guys ever want to follow me, I am Jericho Roy on Facebook. I am Miss J Chris. That's Kris on Instagram, and it's Miss J Chris. I think it's 1987 or 87, one of them two on TikTok. Um, in terms of what has dropped, I was a part of Mommy's Perfect Match that I did with Undivorceable Films, and that just dropped, and we just had our secondary premiere that had the great, wonderful Oscar consideration. So that's wonderful. Later on this year, I do not know the times yet, but I do know that the sharing circle, which I always lead in the sharing circle, is getting ready to drop sometime later on this year. So they're just finishing the cuts and the edits with that. I am truly nervous, but also truly excited about that project. Um, Also, I think we have Violent Premonitions that's going to be dropping sometime soon too this year.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yes, we're definitely about to drop that one this year. All right, so I had the
Oops.
opportunity to
I'm
be
in
a
that
part of
too.
that. With I know some of the people on this panel, they was in it too.
Oh.
There y'all go. um, they have that. Plus, also, I am still Jericho Roy, the actor's astrologer. Okay, I still do my astrology charts and all of my astrology transits for all of my wonderful actors. So if y'all want to get in, y'all better holler at me. I got you.
Let me hold on real quick, Jared. I want to piggyback on that because I didn't know you were gonna bring that up. I let her do mine and listen. It's amazing. It's amazing what this girl could do with astrology. Listen, get with her and get your chart done. I promise you, you will love it.
Oh,
Okay,
I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm scared.
No, no, no,
I
no. Don't
was
be
too.
scared.
I was
Don't be
too,
scared.
Nikki. But
Hmm.
after we finished the whole session, I was like, "Thank you," because it
Okay, she
brought a
about
lot
to
of
read my
things to
whole
life.
life.
Right.
Oh
Listen,
yeah.
she read some things that I like. She shouldn't even know.
Hmm.
So yeah. Okay, that's all I want to say.
Yeah. So
Okay.
book me if y'all need me.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Jerica. Emily.
So the next immediate thing I have coming up is a student film where I'll be working with the same actress who portrayed my daughter before in another student film, but this time it's going to be totally different. I think I mentioned it before. I'll be kind of a psychotic, obsessive violent person, so that'll be fun to get into that. Then I'll be filming A Secret Lie in Love, so I'll be back in Dallas with you all. That'll be exciting. And then let me see. Oh, the Creep 2 premiere is at the end of April. And what else? Thicker the Berry, Sweeter the Juice 2, that wrapped earlier this year. That's in post right now, so it should be out on Tubi whenever that's released. And that's pretty much what I have on the horizon for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you said a mouthful of stuff, but that's all. So I love it. You guys are definitely out here working, and people are watching. So keep up the great work. Mia, do you have any? Mia, do y'all have anything before we head out? No?
I got an episode that I just shot with Jay Dyer that'll be released on YouTube. So y'all need to go subscribe, like, follow the page called Just Laugh TV. Get you some laughs in.
Okay. All right. Okay. And just to let our family know before we close out, last week, writer, directors, producer. This week we had the actors up in the building, and next week will be crew, right? Crew is the glue. Okay. So we want to give crew a chance to get in this conversation too, just to drop and share their feedback. We want to thank y'all so much for coming and gracing your favorite podcast. Before we close out, what we're going to do is we're going to say our names in, one by one by one by one. Then when we come back around, everybody is going to say, I mean. And then together, I'm just saying. Okay? First round name, round I mean. Yes, take direction before you get cut, because I will recast you. Okay. Yes. All right. So, family, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm your girl, Latoya B.
And I'm B Nicky.
Baby.
I'm Emily.
I'm Jerica Roy.
I'm Tyrone Betters.
I'm Nikki Dixon.
I'm Dev the actor.
I mean. Cut. Let's go back to one. So listen.
We gotta go in order.
Yeah.
Cut. Go back to one.
Right.
Emily, you starting that boat off. So after Mia, your name. After Mia, I mean, and then I mean, and then I mean. Back to one. Here we go. We ain't got that much money for production, so here we go. The last
ultra low saying.
Yes. So no.
Micro budget.
Your girl, Latoya B.
And I'll be Nicky.
Mia F. Baby.
I'm Emily Mahoney.
I'm Jerica Roy.
I'm Tyrone Betters.
I'm Nikki Dixon.
I'm Dev the actor.
I mean.
I'm just saying.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you back this time, same place, same time next week.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Welcome to the show where we keep it real. Layman politics, we got that feel. Hot topics, life, we bring the heat. Words of encouragement, we can't be beat. Indie films, industry talk, shining bright. Mia, Latoya B, be naked, keeping it tight. Produced by Corte, the beats don't stop. Tune in, get ready, we're always on top. I'm just saying, let's go.